And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Saturday. Jay Lash with the thumbs up. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you for being here. How is your weekend so far? We are joined, as always, by Sadie, the channel dog, who is awake for once, but not for long. And I have an assortment of White Arabian videos for you tonight. But really, it's just an excuse to hang out and just have a nice conversation with all of you. How is everyone tonight? Updates on the race with the count, in case you're interested. So the poll has this Arabian at 18%, the Black Arabian at 27%, Red Chestnut at 15%, and the Warped Brindle at 13%, and the Rose Gray at 28%. So the Rose Gray slightly edges out the Black Arabian. Miko, greetings, friend. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio. Hello, mods. Howdy, folks. I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope you have a great weekend as well, Miko. We got an interesting comment on that viewer poll that I will read to you when the chat, when there's, when more of you file in. In the meantime, we'll just hang out and watch Arthur get this White Arabian. I love how white she is. She's whiter than the snow. She gleams. The snow is white. The White Arabian is whiter. Biscuit has that shade of white in her coat.
Don't worry.
Such a pretty horse. Everyone's first favorite horse. I think this was the first horse that was discovered or featured. And it's still, I would argue, still the most popular horse in the game for casual players and for first-time players. It's a rite of passage to go get this horse. At any rate, how's everyone tonight? Saturday, Sadie gets a bath, so she's all clean now. And she's tired, and that White Arabian was not happy with her first meeting with Arthur. And he didn't have time to get our cat. Metro Clip says, isn't this the fastest horse in the game? It's the fastest horse in story mode. The Rose Gray technically is the fastest horse in the game. But that horse is not available for Arthur without a little tweaking on our part. Momo, greetings, friend. Happy Saturday. Says, Arabians are overrated. I don't like their size and bravery. Yeah, they're tiny horses. A little too tiny for Arthur. But they're very popular for the channel. I guarantee this will be a popular live stream, both live and in replays. Everybody loves the White Arabian. It's the one thing everyone can agree on. And this time we have the few-spotted Appaloosa, which is a much nicer size for Arthur. I was working on the horse show today, the actual viewer horse show. I was working on it before we went live, and I might work on it a little more tonight. I think I still have a little more gas in the tank. It's basically done. I just have to export the narration, turn that into WAV files, and then match it up with everyone's horses, and throw in some B-roll footage, craft a thumbnail of some sort, and we're done. And we're live. Metro says, I prefer the Ardennes. The Ardennes are a little too big and a little too slow for my taste. But, you know, that's the great thing about horses in this game is everyone has a favorite. That's the point. The few spotted coat looks almost dirty compared to the gleaming white ethereal Galadriel glow of the white Arabian.
Yep.
If anyone was here last night and saw my Captain America shirt, you will be happy to know that I did purchase a Superman shirt today. It was half price on Amazon. So I won't have it in time for Sunday's stream, but I will definitely wear it for Marston Mondays. Very happy about that. It was half price. It seemed auspicious. Half price, my size. Delivery on Sunday. And I can deduct it because technically I wear it for work.
Hey, you're okay, girl.
Metro says, but my favorite horse is Buell. Buell has a beautiful coat. And a unique coat. He's the right size, and he does have a beautiful coat, but he's not that fast. Doesn't have the greatest stamina. Here's a moose. I know you guys like moose. I will always go to Cattail Pond for moose. I will go to Cattail Pond for all my moose-related needs. And no worries, that moose is only sleeping. Top Hat Plays says, hello, Super Antonio. Hello to you, sir. Greetings. Happy Saturday. Well, we have 12 viewers in the chat. And we are currently modless, but I wanted to read a comment I got today on the Arabian poll from Obsidian Oak. I don't know if you know that name. I don't know if they've been in any of the live chats, but he or they have they've been in viewer horse shows before. I remember this name. So he goes, hard choice there. Gonna go white, but any are good. Second choice would be the brindle. Love those two in particular. The brindle and the white, for some reason, are the most fearless. Never have been bucked by the brindle, no matter the circumstances, and the white has been down to trample my enemies on a number of occasions. Online or story, they are my war horses, along with the little Grullo Mustang. The brindle is generally a peaceful, easy tame, while the white is a coin toss. Never will forget our first meeting. I was hunting the legendary bison and she spawned, so I took a slight detour. I caught her and downed the bison that fell in the lake. I went to try and push it out, and the wolves descended. No bond level, just shot the bison from where we stopped bucking and was starting towards it. My girl did not buck. I shot all of the wolves and pushed the bison out just as we rolled to level 1 bond. Got a bear on the way back to camp too, by the train tracks and Dakota. Despite the rep of the Arabians, they've been solid for me, though I can race any horse in story with any horse, including Morgan or Walker, and win provided with a level 3+ bond. Saddle upgrade preferred, tonics a bonus but not required. We can win on pure bond and terrain knowledge. I stay on track, no more than a corner shave. Too easy to take some of the bigger cheaty shortcuts. I like that comment. And I wanted to immortalize it in the chat. It's too bad they didn't submit that for the viewer horse show, because that would have worked. But I'm glad I got to share it with you guys. Momo says my favorite horse is Buell too. Okay, Momo, it's a good horse. I'm making a Buell video, doing a speed run to chapter 6, which I swore I would never do, but I had a Buell save that is gone, so I need to create another one. So I'm going to chapter 6 specifically for that darn horse. In chapter 3 right now. That's where I got the idea of racing all of the Arabians against the Count. So we're doing a slight detour. Just got the brindle. The rose gray we shall get with Save Wizard, so technically a mod, but I know you guys don't care.
I ain't gonna hurt you. Stay calm.
Metro says you could technically call him the Gold Arabian. Who, Buell? He's too big for an Arabian. Laura Hydros says, Raven Blackshire, I love this horse. Greetings, Laura. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the chat. Hosea's Unruly Bastard. I suppose we should do a horse show on him, but that would be a little... Well, I suppose I could like cobble together. I have a bunch of random videos on the Blackshire, but I don't have anything specific that I can think of. But yeah, we should do that horse. That's a fan favorite. David, greetings, friend. Missed you last night. No worries. David says, there he is. Welcome, David. Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. O-Dog missed you as well. And what's for dinner? I had a bacon and tomato sandwich with lettuce. With really good bread. It's toasted. Momo says, Super Antonio, what is your favorite horse besides Biscuit? The Piebald Tobiano Hungarian Half-Bred. And the Brindle Thoroughbred. David says, howdy, y'all. David says, pizza. I would like some pizza now. I miss pizza. Not because I'm not eating pizza, just because I haven't had any in a while. I go on food tangents where I'll just eat the same thing over and over for days. Metro says, taming a horse is a lot easier in this game than Red Dead 1. I would argue that it is not. Red Dead 1 for me is really easy. It's just left, right on the stick. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until the horse calms down. And here you have to, you got 3 things you got to do. You got to pull back, you got to left, right, and you got to hit, and you got to mash the square. Also, all the horses in Red Dead 1 have the same AI. So it's the same mechanics and the same temperament. And every horse is different in RDR2. RDR2 Top says, Arabian is the best. A very popular opinion, friend. David, did you get your new puppy? Your new 2 puppies, I believe. Did you get both of them? Did you name one of them Serena? Even if you didn't, I'm going to tell Serena that you named that dog Serena. And if you did, put some pictures on the Instagram. Yeah, Biscuit is the perfect size for Arthur. And that's what Biscuit thinks of the white Arabian. And the only horse that I will not put a mohawk on because I cannot replicate that snowy white mane. David says, just got the one, the boy Odin. Someone beat us to the female. Oh, that's okay. Put a picture on. How much does he weigh? How old is he? Etc. Miko says, wow, that newly tamed white Arabian didn't buck you off when that wolf charged. I think she was just as surprised as Arthur was. And it happened too fast. And back to Valentine we go. Before we had fast travel, it was very stressful for me to take this horse back to town, back to the stables, especially with a horse in tow. I was always worried about losing her. Where is everybody? David says, 4-month-old. He is wearing a cone, so he's probably teething. How much does he weigh? I'm going to say 45 pounds. I got her at 6 months. She was teething, and she weighed... I think she weighed 38 pounds, but she was overweight. She had been left in the crate a lot and overfed. So I got her down to 35 pounds, and now she is cruising steadily at 50 pounds. Momo says, you know what my favorite horse is besides Buell? It's probably either Rachel, the warped brindle Arabian, the Count, or maybe even the Tiger Mustang. I can't choose. Well, Momo, you don't have to choose. That's the beauty of the game. Metro says, I hope Odog can make it. Well, you know, Metro, Odog is not a fan of the Arabians, and we'll see if he makes it. But I will tell him next time I see him that you were asking about him. He's a good man, Odog is. If you have any... if you need any help with fitness or basketball or astronomy or the game, he is the man to ask. David says 28 pounds. He is a rescue, so he's smaller than when we got Kodak. Oh, poor little guy. Still, 28 pounds. He's going to be a biggin. How is Kodak reacting? Well, dogs are pack animals, so I'm sure they're fine. He's happy with another one.
Hey, mister. It ain't no Thanksgiving feast.
And he gets to boss him around. Because he's smaller and younger. Here's a sleepy wolf. Hortus, greetings, friend. Hortus says, hey, folks. Hortus, I just worked on your, on the audio narrative for your horse show. I got that taken care of. Slowly chipping away at the horse video. It will be up next week. It might even be up for channel members perhaps Sunday night. How many horses do I have left to do? Let me look it up. Twelve more horses to go. Metro says, I usually use dreadlocks for some reason. Well, everyone has a look. I prefer mohawks. This mouthy O'Driscoll is going to get a face full of dynamite, I believe. Yes, he is.
Go on, show me your heels. Right, down you go.
Any more takers?
Arthur likes dynamite. I like dynamite for the channel. It's very cinematic. People like explosions. And we need to get some fire bottles for the Bad Honor Arthur playthrough. We need fire. Also explosive rounds, incendiaries. Buckshot incendiaries. Love those. Especially on a Bad Honor playthrough, which I've never really done before. But we're having fun, and it's quite popular. It might be the most popular of the live streams. However, I think the horse shows will take over in terms of popularity and viewership. Ironically, you want to know the least popular is Red Dead 1. Which is sad, but, you know, I made a commitment to play the game. I mean, I bought it. And I finished it, so we might as well put it up. David says, the pick is up. And he says, hello to Hort. Okay, where are you, David? Oh, nice. Look at him. Look at that big flop ear. Oh, I love him. I love him. You get a heart. First heart. Let's see if I can share. I can't share this. Let's see if you can see it. Can you see it? Look at that guy. I'll show Sadie. She doesn't care. Sadie is indifferent. O-Dog is here, and he says, LOL, hey Metro, I'm here, was feeding my fat face and lost track of time. Chicken, steak, I don't know, Pac-Man, and cabbage. I'm nice and plump. Well, O-Dog, you are well fed. And I'm happy for you. Glad you're here, O-Dog. David's here. Welcome. Shout out to the mods. Little bit of green tea and some refreshing ice water. Delicious. I'm not, who am I kidding? David had pizza for dinner, now I want pizza. Pizza salad. Odak says, what's up, Super Antonio? I appreciate you being here. Working on the speed run to chapter 6 because I lost my Buell save and I need to make a Buell video. And I'm working on the Arabian count race video. Got a little sidetrack on my speed run to chapter 6. So I just got the Brindle, and we're going to race him tomorrow, and then we will use Save Wizard to get the Rose Gray. Then we'll put all that into a video. Odog says, yeah, extremely well fed, overly so. Well, it's easy to do, and it's winter. Odog says, had Texas Roadhouse and Church's chicken. I've had Church's chicken before. It's delicious. Texas Roadhouse I have not. Sounds like barbecue. Sounds delicious. I'd eat all that. Metro says, that sounds nice. Thumbs up.
Easy, girl. Just taking this off.
Odog says, steak, shrimp and chicken, cabbages, and cornbread. Too much for one day. Well, then just don't eat as much tomorrow and even out. That's what I would do.
Easy, girl. You're okay.
Odog says, it's a steakhouse. Now I want steak. Now I want steak. Hortus says, Texas Roadhouse is a steakhouse, I think.
Hey, you're okay, girl.
There is a movie, a classic movie from the 80s, Roadhouse, starring Patrick Swayze, that has just been remade, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. I believe it's a series now on Amazon. I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but I do like Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze from, I'm going to say, 1986-ish. David says, California Church's chicken is drier than a popcorn fart. And O-Dog says, likely. Well, a popcorn fart is pretty dry.
Okay, then.
O-Dog says, that's Cali. It's not the South where fried chicken originated. Mostly, anyway. Horches says, pretty sure it's just an Amazon movie directed by Doug Liman. I do like that director. Maybe I'll watch it. You watch it, Hortus, and tell me if you like it. And if you like it, I'll watch it, but I don't see why. Metro Clips is talking about popcorn. I don't want to say that word again. And no worries, that legendary grizzly is only sleeping. You know, you can climb up on that rock and the grizzly can't get you. It's pretty funny. I did that. We're making a short of it. The great thing about doing a speed run is you get a lot of content for shorts. Just random things that happen, like an NPC walking into a train. Not sure why we needed a map reference there, but I put one in. Everyone complains if I don't put maps in. And the map. Hortus says, I'll watch it. I know Lyman was mad. It is going straight to Amazon, as he was told it would get a theatrical release. They'll probably just blame COVID. Even though that's what they do. And I think movie theaters are getting battered by streaming sites anyways. It's not a feasible business model anymore. I believe the last movie that I went to was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, in the theater. And that was in, what, 2019 perhaps? So, like, 5 years ago. And it was in 70 millimeter, and it was, with Dolby and big comfy seats. But I went to a matinee, and the matinee price was still like $18. And I got a small Diet Coke and a small popcorn, which I had to serve myself. They, they just handed you a cup and a thing, and that was like $20. So I'm sitting there enjoying the movie, very happy, but at times I would just ask myself, is this a $50 experience you're having right now? Because I knew I'd buy the Blu-ray, and just the price took me out of the experience of watching the movie and enjoying it. So I think movies have gotten overpriced, and the quality has diminished. I don't think there's anything I want to see in the movie theaters now.
Easy, girl.
Currently,
Hi, girl.
nothing I'm excited about. I started watching a Peter Jackson production called Mortal Engines. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I'm really intrigued by the premise, and I'm sure it was a great book. It's based on a book. and that movie is also from, I believe, 2019, or around the time of when he released The Hobbit. It's not directed by him; it's just his production company. But it's post-apocalypse, where these, where all the, and the world has been destroyed, and everyone lives on these giant cities on tractor treads. It's a steampunk world where that are just massive and beautiful. They're beautiful models. It's like just that Lord of the Rings, Weta Workshop level of quality. And the bigger cities like London go after the smaller cities and basically just envelop them and take the resources, eat them, take all their raw material and stuff. And I don't know if I like it yet, but Hugo Weaving's in it as the baddie. He's like the Chancellor of London. And it reminds me of sort of Mad Max Fury Road, but on a bigger scale. And what else? There was an anime, I don't remember the title, where like the world, well, Japan exists on this long train that just circles the world, and there's zombies, so they can't, everywhere they stop to resupply, they're like besieged by zombies, and it kind of reminded me of that too.
Just let me get this off.
Hortus says, I got to see Dune 2 on the big screen. Hortus, may thy knife chip and shatter. If you've read the book, which I'm pretty sure you have, you would know what that means. Metro says, sometimes I dedicate a whole day into surviving up in the mountains. In Red Dead 2, of course. I will make snow videos for the holidays. Or if I got something specific in mind, like the mammoth skeleton, or getting this horse. I still like David Lynch's Dune better, Hort. But I just, I have a visceral reaction to Timothy Chalamet, even his name. He's just, I don't think he makes a good Paul. He's just he's too sensitive and small and skinny and twinkly, and what would be a good Paul is but I guess he's too old now. Who was the twinkly vampire who was Batman? Robert Pattinson and Cedric Diggory. Yeah, Robert Pattinson during the Twilight phase. He would have made a great Paul. And also, I don't like the still suit designs. Don't know what I was expecting, but not that.
No papers, huh? Well,
I think I've read all the Dunes. At least the Dune trilogy. But I like the first one the best. It was one of my favorite books in high school. And for a while, I was reading it every year. I haven't read it in a while. I should. That is one dirty Arabian. David says, next male Belgian we get is going to be named Ulrich. Or Ehrlich. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. Sounds good, David. Sounds like you're building a pack.
use your strength to help the weak.
I don't even think about getting another dog, another DOG. I'm sure she'd be fine, but it just would seem like a betrayal to me. I don't feel like I have room in my heart for another dog. David says Ulrich von Lichtenstein. Okay, I'm going to look him up. Ulrich von Lichtenstein was a German Minnesinger and poet of the Middle Ages. He wrote poetry in Middle High German and was the author of noted works about how knights and nobles may lead more virtuous lives. Ulrich was a member of a wealthy and influential ministerialist family from Liechtenstein in Styria. Born in 1200, Murnau, Austria. I have a horrible German accent. I apologize. David says, main character from A Knight's Tale. Okay. Heath Ledger is my favorite Joker. And Christian Bale is my favorite Batman. Favorite Superman, Christopher Reeve, and maybe Dean Cain. From Lois and Clark. Henry Cavill has the physique for Superman, but, however, it just bugs me that he's a Brit playing an American character. Superman should be played by an American. He makes a great Geralt. They have plenty of he could play King Arthur or whoever he wants, and he was good as Geralt of Rivia, but we should have an American play Superman. But knowing Hollywood, they'd probably choose Timothée Chalamet, who seems to be the most popular male actor right now. Metro says Heath was my favorite actor, but it's probably Christian Bale now because he's my childhood. Yeah, he's a great Batman. I didn't have as much problem with him being a Brit playing Bruce Wayne. I don't know why. I'm very sentimental about and protective about Superman and the Superman legacy. Batman doesn't fight for truth, justice, and the American way. Batman fights because he's consumed by vengeance, and he is the knight. But Superman is an essentially American character. He's everything great about America. David says, Adam West, baby. I showed my nephew Adam West, and he was just shocked and appalled. That is one soft Batman. But I like him historically, also because you juxtapose him against the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman. And it's like... And they took Batman in an entirely different direction. And now we're running to Lake Isabella. Whereas Superman, I don't think we needed to take in that direction. We don't need a dark Superman. We don't need a Superman in a black uniform. David says, that's my Batman. Odog says, only Batman I ever liked. Great theme song. And the Batusi. Do you know the Batusi? Batman's Dance? John Travolta does the Batusi in Pulp Fiction. The Bat Dance. I believe Batman 66 is available on Amazon Prime. I've watched it randomly and enjoyed it. I'll have it on in the background. I like the the narration. Odog says, I'm not big on new superheroes. Maybe I'll grow into them. There was a dark Superman in Superman 3 or 4. Odog says, a dark version, rather. David says, should be able to grab the ram's horns and ride it. Yeah, that would be awesome. Wish we could interact with the animals more than just killing them. David says, me either, dog. Not a big fan of them. Yeah, Ben Affleck's Batman, Zack Snyder. I don't even watch any of the DC movies. Though I do like Marvel Phase, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. I don't like modern Marvel. Marvel all the way up to Avengers Endgame or Infinity War. I guess you would call that the classic Marvel now. Metro says, what's your favorite movie that Christian Bale is in besides Batman? Let's look him. I have to look that up. I don't know. Christina Ricci. Christian Bale. Let's see. The Machinist. He was in Thor, Love and Thunder. American Psycho. I'm going to say American Psycho. Terminator Salvation, we already forgot about that. We did that on movie night. Equilibrium. That's a cool movie. 310 to Yuma. I forgot he was in that. He's been in a bunch. What's his latest movie? Or what is he starring in now? Let's look up his IMDb. The Boy and the Heron. That's from 2023. I think he's retired or taking a little bit of time off. David says, watch Modern Marvels on History Channel. Metro says, same. I love that movie. Patrick Bateman. Highly recommend the book. Metro. If you can find it. I believe the book was actually written in the 80s. And off to Lake Isabella we go. Odog says, lots of modern marvels on YouTube. Odog, you, sir, are a modern marvel. I have a question for the chat. How many of you take advantage of the gold cores you get from big game, mint, oregano, and thyme? Just curious. I usually don't bother, but I am bothering this playthrough. Just because I wanted to make some videos on it. Odog says, I've watched the ones on the military jets and stuff. I watched one on Amazon about Hitler and the occult. Just because it was fun. Oh, it was so weird on Twitter. X. It's X now. AI translated one of Hitler's speech into English, but said with the same nuance and passion, or freneticism, let's not say passion, that he spoke in German. So it's one of Hitler's speeches in English, and you can actually listen to him and understand what he's saying. And that was fascinating for me. Odog says, every time I cook a meat at camp. Do you do oregano, thyme? Do you want like all 3 gold cores? or because I'm only doing Deadeye and health. The only time I think you really need a gold core and stamina is for your fight with Big Tommy. Metro says, I use them for my horse. I purchase gold cores for the horse for Horseman 9. I believe that's the only time that the horse really needs one. I never take this moose because I believe this moose is the White Arabian's friend, and it would be too traumatizing for her to see that moose asleep. David says, use them for my steaks. You won't get a gold core. You have to use big game. You'll get a bump. You'll get a boost. Also, you will get a gold core, a gold Deadeye core if you purchase the chicken coop. And then Pearson's Meals will give you a gold Deadeye core. Odog says, one thing about history, we keep repeating it. I didn't need them for Big Tommy. Gold core whooped his big ass. I'm really good in hand to hand. That's good to know, Odog. I'm glad you're in the chat. I'm glad you're a mod. Odog has a particular set of skills, David. I did like Taken, the first one. It kind of became a parody of itself. And it seems every movie Liam Neeson has made since then has been a variation on the Taken theme. Odog says, he eventually tossed me in the mud, but he's never got the best of me. There's some dialogue at the doctor's after that fight where the doctor and Valentine will say that something like Big Tommy's will never be the same. I took a look at him. He just had one punch too many. Something like that. Metro says, I'm going to bed. Good night, chat. And Super Antonio. Good night, Metro. Appreciate you being here, friend. You have a great weekend. Sadie had a bath. She's all clean and soft now. Odog says, brain damaged, punch drunk, I believe is the medical term. She's all clean and soft now. Odog says, yeah, the store clerk said the same thing. And David says, see ya, Metro. And Odog says, later, Metro. Yeah, he was asking about you, Odog. You have that effect on the younger viewers, Odog. They see you as a coach / father figure. There's the moose again. Say goodbye to the moose. We're going on adventures. First, next stop, Valentine. Have an apple. Odog has a smiley emoticon, an evil smile emoticon. David says, I thought the mission with Tommy had extra dialogue. Yeah, you do have extra dialogue there with Arthur will apologize or try to apologize, and Big Tommy is just like dazed and doesn't have anything to say to him. You know that room that Arthur stumbles in twice on the second floor? ODog, making a short of that. I'm sure it will not be monetized, but it's just part of our 100-day march. What day are we up to? Let me look it up. We are on day 16 of the 100-day march, where we are making a video every day for the next 100 days. David says, haven't been able to get it. And ODog says, you should make a video. I will make a note of it. I have that footage on file.
There we go.
And we will call it Extra Tommy Dialogue. I can do it. I'll throw in Anastasia because it's only like 5 seconds long. And maybe the defenestration scene. And everybody loves Anastasia. I do like Anastasia's friend. That's who Charles liked. Dated a lot of brunettes. David says, I had to have seen it on your videos way in the beginning of my time here. Well, you are a great horse, David, and I appreciate that you have been here for so long. ODog says, Super Antonio, after you get drunk with Lenny and spawn out by a tree, if you return there with John, there's an engraving in that tree. I've got it once. Oh, I have to see that. That's funny. You mean if you actually jump over the fence and you don't go to jail? Is that what you're talking about? That's funny. There's so many little elements in the game. So many choices that lead to in so many different directions. ODog says, I think so, yes. Well, I'll check, but I think both times, or rather 3 times, we have 3 John saves. And I think in all 3 of them, we did the jail scene because I like that. But you never know. I might have. Might have it. I'll check. ODog says, make another video about killing Micah and returning for his gun. I have the footage for that. I was thinking about it, but I just figured everyone has done it. Everyone knows where it is. I'll make a note of it. ODog says, just some ideas now that it's live. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Easy, easy.
You know what helps me if I overeat is if I drink a bunch of water. Like I overate on Christmas, the Christmas meal, and I didn't eat the next day, I don't think. And finally, let's race the White Arabian against the Count. Who will win? It is a Red Dead mystery. Have a carrot.
They were the buyers. Old Archibald didn't ask too many questions, so neither should we. I ain't planning to.
Odog says, yeah, you can flush it. Have you made a vid on Micah's gun? I'm sure I have.
These lawmen, these two families.
But
I mean, I really think we can.
I have no
play
idea
this
where it
from
is.
all sides. It's got Hosea written all over it.
This is starting to sound like the young.
Odog says, have you made a video about Red Dead 1 gang runs through Valentine? I wasn't aware that part of the map was open. I haven't tried to get farther than Blackwater.
Okay, you're on.
I haven't tried to cross the river.
Okay, on my word. Set, go.
The Count has great acceleration, but this is a level 1 White Arabian.
We'll see about that. Easy.
And we have to make it exciting before we actually smoke them. Not Valentine, the town you're in, Odog says. I meant. Odog, you never have to apologize.
It's sad to think back to you and your pride.
Well, I've been making videos on the deaths of main characters. Odog says, the town that has cholera. Well, it doesn't have cholera. Oh, comparing the two of them? Yeah. I want to do that. Because it's crazy. Also, it'd be fun to make a Blackwater video. Just compare all the towns. These two guys always remind me of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? They may be Mr. Black and Mr. White. Need to pause the video and see. David says, what coat does the Count have? He's an albino. That's all they say. He has pink hooves. Odog, I got a Superman compression shirt. It was on sale at Amazon, half price. I thought that was serendipitous, so I picked one up. I'll wear it for Marston Mondays. Odog says, do that and make a video on the gangs that run through it on Red Dead 1. Randomly, a gang rides through and shoots up the town. Yeah, I've had like, I mean, I've heard it when I arrive, and I've like run towards the gunfire like heroes do, but I've always missed it.
Well, you'll know that better than anything. You will. I had fun with you.
I don't know where to look.
I was gonna say you're like
Very sentimental scene here, where Dutch says you're like a son to me.
Let's get you looking good.
So I did the white and the red today. We'll do the brindle tomorrow. Odog says, hang around your hotel room and you'll catch it. Yeah, I haven't bought any property. Odog says, that's how I used to do it. And that, my friends, concludes another Super Saturday Horse Show. Appreciate you being here. We shall return on Sunday morning, 10 p.m. PST, for a morning hangout stream so we can hang out with Marco, who is in Greece at the moment. Shout out to the mods, Odog, David. Appreciate you being here, friend. Always great talking to you. Metro's gone. Who else was here? Miko. Top Hat. Laura. Appreciate all of you. Momo. Working on the horse show. We return on Monday for Red Dead Redemption 1. Miko says, take care of everyone. Shout out to the Philippines. Thank you, Miko. Thank you, friends. See you tomorrow.